Hi, I'm Punita here from Huawei Global Training Center, and today we're going to discuss about the content typical outdoor site coverage solution. So let's look into the LTE macro outdoor site coverage solution. So this is the diagram with basically many components or many modules which is connected. Alright, so let's look into the connection and try to understand it more detail. So this pink color link is basically referring to the jumper. So this is actually at the base station with an antenna system and RRU. So this one is antenna. This is the RRU model. So the pink color is basically referring to the jumper at this end as well. Then we have the yellow color cable. This yellow color cable is referring to the CPRI. So this is the CPRI. So you can see the connection goes through to each of the RRU model on the different ends, and it is also connected directly to the BBU unit inside the cabinet, which includes DCDU and BBU. So on the other hand, the blue color cable is referring to the RRU power cable. So this RRU power cable goes through, this is a connection to different RRUs along the same way, and it also go to the main power, and so that is the RRU power cable. It also goes through the BBU and also DCDU inside the cabinet. The green color cable here is referring to the grounding cable, and this is the ground bar. So the pink color box here is referring to the RRU arrestor. So they have the RRU arrestor and also the grounding cable here. The black color cable on the other hand is referring to the ODF cable. So this is black in color, and the red color cable is referring to the DC power cable. So we also have DC distribution cabinet, we have battery cabinet, and we also have AC distribution box. So besides that, we also have the GPS antenna, and also this green color is referring to the GPS feeder, and all of them are going to the RRU ground bar. So basically this is the overall diagram about the outdoor site coverage solution. So now let's look into the LTE macro outdoor site coverage solution. So we have 4 schemes here, and all of them are dedicated to the new site configuration, and the BPU installation position are 2 schemes dedicated for indoor and 2 schemes is dedicated for outdoor. The power supply is DC power for scheme 1. The other schemes are AC power. Equipment room installation space is sufficient for scheme 1, and the BBU installation method is ILC29. Scheme 2 is insufficient with IMB03. Scheme 3 is installed outdoors with APM30H, and scheme 4 is installed outdoors with the OMB model. So let's look through the scheme 1. So scheme 1 is an example of new outdoor site coverage. So the BBU installed indoors while RRUs outdoor. Minus 48 volt DC power supply will be applied, and that is a sufficient installation place, and the cabinet type we are using ILC29. So from here we have minus 48 voltage DC distributed to the DCDU module. This DCDU module can support up to 9 RRUs. Okay, it can support up to 9 RRUs. And from the DCDU, the power will be distributed to the BBU and also to the RRU with minus 48 voltage DC. So minus 48 VC will go to the DCDU, and from the DCDU, the same voltage will be distributed to the BBU and RRU. So this is the power supply logic relationship. So typically configured component quantity, BBU is 1, RRU is 3, DCDU is 1, cabinet rack is 1, and for the installation method of the cabinet, it is installed on the floor. So let's go through scheme 2. So scheme 2 is about new outdoor site coverage. BBOs are installed indoors while RRUs are outdoors. 220 voltage AC power supply. Sufficient installation space, and they are using the cabinet type IMB03. So from 220 voltage AC, the power will be distributed to the model known as ETP 48100V1, and this module can provide power for up to 3 RRUs. So maximum it can provide power up to 3 RRUs. So from the IMB model, from the ETP, the power will be distributed to RRU, and that power distributed is minus 48 voltage DC, and also it will be distributed to the BBU. So from 220 voltage, it will go to the IMB module, and from IMB, minus 48 voltage DC power will be supplied to BBU and RRU. So this is the power supply logic relationship. So typically configured component quantity, BBU is 1, RRU is 3, ETP module 1, IMB module 1. So IMB will be mounted on the wall. For the customer interface breaker, 20 ampere will be specified for 1 PSU, 32 ampere for 2 PSU. So let's go through scheme 3. So this is new outdoor site coverage. BBUs are installed outdoor, 200 voltage AC power supply, outdoor installation, and the cabinet type is APM30H. So from here, we will see the base. We also have the backup battery cabinet IBBS module. AC power 220 will be supplied to the BBU model, and we also have the lightning protection unit SLPU. So this is the location. So we have 2 BBUs here, and from the BBU, the DCDUs will be distributing minus 48 voltage DC to the RRU. So from 220 voltage, it will go through the APM module. From the APM module via the DCDU, minus 48 voltage DC, power will be supplied to BBUs and RRU. So this is the power supply logic relationship in the APM30 cabinet. So typical configuration: 1 APM module, 2 BBU, 6 RRU. IBBS, the backup battery cabinet, is optional. Power is 184 ampere. And for the installation, it is installed on the floor for the APM and the IBBSs, including 200 mm height of the concrete base or stacked with the battery cabinet. So let's go through scheme 4. For scheme 4, new outdoor site filling coverage holes, BBOs are installed outdoor, 200 voltage AC power supply, outdoor installation, and OMB. So in this OMB module, we have 220 voltage AC that will be supplied to the ETP module that can provide power for up to 3 RRUs, and it also will provide power to the BBU. From the ETP, power will be provided to the RRU, but it will be switched to minus 48 voltage DC. So 220 voltage AC will go to the OMB module. From there to the DCDU, minus 48 voltage DC will be supplied to BBU and to the RRU. So this is the power supply logic relationship. So configured component quantity, BBU is 1, OMB module is 1, RRU is total 6. OMB installation mounted on the wall or pole, and the AC breaker uses 20 ampere for 1 PSU and 32 ampere for 2 PSUs. So Q&A session, true and false. The DCDU module can support up to 9 RRUs. The statement is true. The ETP module can provide power for up to 3 RRUs. So the statement is also true. So from the summary for the typical outdoor site coverage solution, we have discussed about LT macro outdoor site coverage solution, scheme 1, 2, 3 about new outdoor site coverage, and scheme 4 new outdoor site filling coverage holes. So that's all from me. Hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you and bye.